Hi everybody, and welcome to Andrew's Theories, the video series where I pretty much come up with some unique ideas for something that could have possibly been, may have possibly been, or could have maybe, should have, would have, hadda, maybe, and never did. Or better yet, just a strange theory that popped into my head. I'm still working on a catchphrase for this one, okay? Anyway, after Dragon Ball Z Abridged ended this past week with episode 60 part 3, it kind of got me nostalgic for the old school DBZ. So I've been watching clips on YouTube. Good old YouTube, right? Yes, well anyway, I had an interesting thought. Now think back to the Cell Saga when Goku and Gohan came out of the hyperbolic time chamber and Trunks told them about the tournament and everything else, and Vegeta made the comment that he would spend the rest of the time in the hyperbolic time chamber, only to find out you could only spend 2 days in it max. My theory is, what would have happened if Vegeta had actually stayed in the hyperbolic time chamber the entire time? Well, that's actually an interesting question. While yes, Vegeta did get stronger inside the hyperbolic time chamber, he did manage to go to a level far beyond that of a Saiyan, and far beyond that of a Super Saiyan. He never actually hit Super Saiyan 2 until Babidi pretty much controlled his mind and screwed him over. He never actually achieved Super Saiyan 3 as far as we know, and honestly, he achieved Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan of his own merit. So, it begs the question, what would he have done if he had spent the entire 9 days in the hyperbolic time chamber? Personally, I kind of think he would have been more powerful than anything the Earth would ever see. Let me explain. Inside the hyperbolic time chamber, time moves so much quicker than it does outside. As Piccolo mentioned in the Buu saga when he was taking Super Buu the long way to the time chamber, he was going to buy Goten and Trunks about 6 hours. That would give them plenty of time to recover and be ready for when he arrived. This was pretty much their cue to get a little more training in, recover, rest, and be ready to go the second the door opened. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to beat them because they were still kids at the time. But that entire moment sparked an interesting curiosity fact in me. So, because the time chamber is this difference of universal dimensions, where time moves so much quicker, 1 year, according to Goku in the Cell Saga, is equal to 1 day outside. So, Vegeta would have effectively had 9 years to get stronger, in a place where basically multiple things can happen and you're basically hit by multiple realities and different things. Like suddenly it becoming extremely hot or extremely cold. Gravity being an issue and everything else. Yes, Vegeta would have became trapped in there, but then I have to flash back to the Buu saga for a moment. Think back to when Piccolo sealed Majin Buu, Goten, Trunks, and himself inside the hyperbolic time chamber. Because the two boys refused his Gotenks, they went Super Saiyan 3 after Buu escaped. Buu escaped realizing that I can't have candy anymore, freaked out, tore open a hole in the space-time continuum, and as he gave physics the middle finger on his way out, pretty much told them all to kiss off. This caused Piccolo and Gotenks, I should say, they were technically fused, to try to find a way to get out by yelling themselves. While trying to resonate their voices, Gotenks realized, okay, I think it's time I pull out my secret weapon that I was planning to save for everything else, but I guess I have no choice, and he went Super Saiyan 3, opened up a hole like it was nothing, and escaped with Piccolo. Now, think back now to the Cell Saga. If Vegeta would have stayed in the time chamber for the entire 9 days between Cell's announcement and them coming out, or them going to the arena, he could have effectively become a Super Saiyan God. Well, in his own way. In other words, he would have found a level far beyond that of a Super Saiyan and became so much stronger than Goku. Mostly because he would have been training for 9 years in a 9-day time span. While yes, this does mean that he would effectively be screwed over in the end, he would have been trapped inside. Although, if he would have became powerful enough, I'm pretty sure he could have figured out a way to rip open a hole in space and time and escape the time chamber's dimension, reappearing on Earth and basically going to town on Cell like he was nothing. I mean, literally going to town on Cell. He would have probably had to blow him up about, I'm estimating here, maybe 1,000 times before Cell would have even almost been a challenge. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan wouldn't even have put up a fight against Vegeta in this powered-up form. But unfortunately, Vegeta's pride and ego would have taken over and probably screwed the world over, but still, he would have become stronger by staying in the time chamber. And in all honesty, I don't see that being a bad thing as to why we didn't have that. Sure, Vegeta did put up a decent fight, and if it wasn't for him, Cell would have destroyed Gohan, but still, we could have gotten a much more powerful Vegeta, and he could have probably learned humility. Maybe. Think about it. He would have been alone in the time chamber for 9 years. Nobody to talk to, just him and his thoughts. Him fighting his own inner demons, he might have actually came out unscathed, and therefore been that much stronger because of it. But unfortunately, we'll never really know, but it's still something interesting to ponder. What would have happened if he would have stayed in there the entire time? Of course, also thinking upon that same line of thought, what if Goku would have stayed in there? He probably would have become Super Saiyan 3 so much faster and mopped the floor with Cell like that. But anyway, I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below what your theories are if Vegeta would have stayed in the time chamber for the entire time between Cell's announcement and the start of the Cell games. Let me know in the comment section, and until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew's Theories.